Welcome to Earl Stewart on Cars.
Auto dealer vernacular, the expressions. We have a language all our own, names for things of this nature, highball and lowball. Highball is simply the type of thing you do when customers come in and they're very, very concerned about how much you're going to allow them on their trade-in. You see highballs even in advertisements. When you see these advertisements that say $8,000 over book for your trade-in, well, that's a highball. $8,000 over book. We don't care what your car is worth. I mean, you got to laugh at that. We don't care what your car is worth. We'll offer you up to $8,000 over book. That's a highball. And they do that when you walk into a car dealership. You say, how much will you give me for my trade-in? Well, they know that you might not buy today. You might be shopping around. You probably are. If you're a good consumer, you're a smart consumer, you are shopping around. So they're not going to tell you the true value of your trade-in. They're going to lead you to believe that it's worth a higher amount than it really is. That's a highball. So your car might be worth $22,000. They'll tell you it might be worth $30,000. They usually, the smart dealers, will throw in a might or up to or some other qualification that you don't quite get. So you remember the $30,000. So when you go and shop the competition and your car gets appraised and they offer you $20,000 or $22,000, you're thinking, hey, Rigo offered me $30,000. I'll go back there. Well, when you go back there, now they've got to say, well, we'll have to actually drive the car and evaluate it. So when they drive the car and evaluate it, suddenly the highball becomes reality, and you're not going to get $30,000. You're only going to get $22,000 or whatever. Now, the low ball is the same thing as a highball, but in reverse on the price of the car. This is what dealers do in advertising and what they do on the showroom floor. It's a sales technique. Dealers only sell about 1 out of 5 when they walk in the door. That's called a closing ratio. 1 out of 5 people that come in the door will buy a car. 4 out of 5 will leave and they'll go somewhere else. So they're used to the shoppers, and they need to give the shoppers an incentive to come back. And what better incentive than to lie to you about how much they're going to give you for a trade-in, or in this case for the low ball, how much they're going to sell you the car for. So one of the little cute phrases that they'll use for a low ball, when they realize, you've seen the car, you've taken the demonstration ride, you're not ready to buy, and then you say something like, well, how much can I buy this car for? Well, let's say it's got a sticker price of $35,000. So they know they can't tell you that you can buy it for $35 or even $34 or even $33. They don't know how good a price they can get out of you. So they'll say, if I could sell you that car today for $25,000, would you buy it? Now, that's a heck of a price, right? $10,000 off a sticker. That could be a great deal. But the salesman didn't say, I will sell it. He didn't put it in writing. He said, if I could sell it to you for $25,000, would you buy it today? Well, you don't want to buy it today because you listen to Earl Stewart on Cars, and Earl says you're always supposed to shop and get at least 3 competitive bids. So you got in your mind, I'm going to go out there and get 2 more bids, and I'll come back here if that's the lowest price. Well, you're never going to buy it for $25,000 because that low ball is actually below cost. And he knows it. He knows he can't sell you the car for that. And remember, he didn't say, I will sell you the car for $25,000. He said, if I could sell you the car. But you remember the $25,000. And then you shop around, and you go through and you haggle, you negotiate. You go over to the competitive car dealer and you say, well, Rigo Dodge will sell me this car for $25,000. No, they can't do that. Well, he told me he'd sell it for $25,000. And they say, no, that's not true. Let me show you the cost. But you still got that $25,000. So after all your shopping, now you're worn out. I mean, you're beat. And so you crawl back over to Rigo and say, okay, I should have listened to you in the first place. I should have bought the car for $25,000. And he says, well, I need to talk to my manager, but have a seat. And that's the way it goes. And so you end up paying pretty much close to the price that he would have sold it to you in the first place for. The real price, probably close to $35,000. So if they give you the low ball and you say, listen, I'm not going to play that game. I want you to give me your best out-the-door price, including everything except tax and tag. Your best out-the-door price. And they'll probably say, I'm sorry, we can't do that. And then you say this, well, I'm sorry too, because when I walk out that door, Mr. Salesman, you'll never see me again. Now, if you give me your best price, you still might never see me again because I might beat your price. But there's a chance that you will see me if you give me the lowest price. And this is my right as a consumer to be able to shop and compare just like I do when I buy any other product in the world except a car. So you give me your best out-the-door price, and you have, granted, maybe a small chance of selling me a car. But if you don't give me the price, you have zero chance. So you take your pick. Go back and talk to your manager. Ask your manager, does he want zero chance of selling me a car, or would he like some chance, albeit small? And a lot of times, that'll work. If it doesn't work, just don't go back to that car dealer. Stick to your word. Go to another car dealer. Now, one way to do this and save shoe leather is to do it online. Always insist on your very, very lowest out-the-door price. Do it online is even better because you get it in writing. You should get it in writing when you're in person. It's a lot easier to get it in writing when you're online. With the price of your trade-in, exactly the same thing. Don't tell me what my trade-in might be worth. Tell me what my trade-in is worth. What will you pay me cash for that car? Give me the best price that you will. And then I'm going to go to 3 other Honda dealers. Say, give me your best price, and I'm going to sell my car to the dealer that gives me the best price. Not my car might be worth this much. I don't care what my car might be worth. I want to know what you'll pay cash for my car. And that's the way you defeat the lowball and the highball.